Hello and welcome everyone to a special edition of Vendavo Revenue Roundtable. Today we've got a winner from our 2021 Commercial Excellence Awards, specifically in the area of innovation. The winner is TruckPro. TruckPro is a major player in the distribution and aftermarket business focused on heavy duty vehicles. And with us today is TruckPro's VP of Merchandising, Reed Garrett. Reed, you've been at TruckPro for 5 years. We've talked a number of times, but welcome to Revenue Roundtable. Glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks, Mitch. Glad to be here.
Fantastic. All right, so this is simple. I've got three questions for you, and we'll just kind of chew through those real quick so folks can understand the background and what you've been working on there at TruckPro. So first up, what was the problem that you and your team needed to solve, and why did that rise to the top of priorities?
Like you mentioned, we're a distributor of heavy-duty aftermarket parts. So think of like an AutoZone for 18-wheeler vehicles, for example. We offer a wide range of parts. So pretty much anything from the middle of the trailer down. The problem we saw as we looked through our customer sales was that customers were only buying really a handful of product categories. We've got great relationships with them, but we really were struggling with how do we better serve our customers by showing them what our total catalog that we offer is, and expanding or really flexing our capabilities as a distributor, and better serving them. So what we realized was our team, what makes them really good at selling truck parts is not always what makes them good at data mining, for example. I mean, if we can look through past sales history, but their expertise really isn't in that. It's in the heavy duty space. And so I guess to round it out, the real problem we were trying to solve is how do we make it as easy as possible to offer to our customers our entire offering, and serving up to the customers what matters most to them. And the tools we had required an expertise that was a muscle we didn't really have in the field per se.
Well, with that set of problems, like you didn't want folks being admins and digging around, what was the set of capabilities? What was your team needing to resolve those challenges then?
This actually, we've had a partnership with Vendavo for about 4 years now, I believe. And periodically the team would come in and we would talk kind of strategy and roadmaps. And this was one of those that we had traditionally used Vendavo only for pricing. And this was a place where together we were showing kind of our roadmap on some of the key things we were trying to figure out. And they said, well, hey, we've got a product we're in development right now that might help address that challenge. So we got to be a part of it's called the Lighthouse program. I'm not sure if your listeners are aware of that, but it's essentially what it is you partner up with Vendavo as they're developing the product, and get to have your input. And there's a lot of dialogue back and forth. And so together we came out with I'm sure there was other customers in the Lighthouse project, but that was kind of the birth of Vendavo Sales Optimizer. And in short, to the field, it just produces recommendations for product categories. But behind the scenes, it does the data mining for them. So when we think of white spaces, it'll group similar customers together and help us figure out what does a similar customer buy that this particular customer is not buying. And so what's great about that is, again, we've shortened it so that what our sales team is good at, they can continue to do, and leave the data mining to Vendavo and to the team here in Memphis.
That's spot on, Reed. I really appreciate that. So given that set of capabilities now, early on for sure, in terms of getting that product out in hands, but what are some of the results and some of the achievements that you're hitting with Sales Optimizer, and how that's helping your sellers?
Yeah. As you know, Sales Optimizer is still a fairly new. So the financial results are still to be determined. I'd say the biggest win or accomplishment we've had so far is that there's been almost no change management. So through that partnership with Vendavo, we've developed a way to integrate directly into Salesforce so that our we didn't have to change our sales process at all. It became just an add-on to our normal operating rhythm. And the great part about that is the team that's focused on selling parts doesn't have to learn a new tool, doesn't have to develop a new skill set, or there's really no change other than there's an additional tab in Salesforce. And not only that, the tool itself not only provides recommendations, but validation on top of that. So if it helps with the stickiness of the product. So between those two things, the ease of implementation and the validation. So when it offers a product category as a recommendation, it'll show you the similar customers or why it picked that product. And so the guys selling out in the field that know the most about parts can feel comfortable that what they're bringing to their customer is indeed something that they would use that they're not using today.
You bet. It helps identify a little bit of white space, places where you can get a little bit more engagement with the customers. And there's insight, there's context behind it in terms of why that suggestion's being made. Fantastic.
Yep. And again, the goal to better serve our customers, to raise the number of categories they're buying from us to higher than it is today. So we definitely have seen where that's proven out, and I guess we'll have just a little few more months under our belt before we'll be able to come back with the real financial results.
I'm looking forward to that conversation, Reed. Hey, thanks very much for joining us today. A great catching up with you. Always a great discussion to have such great fun and such great results reported back from TruckPro. We'll touch base with you before too long and see how things are going.
Thanks, Mitch. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Reed.